Good morning, everybody. My name is Karen, and this is KBH Stitches on Flosstube. This is Flosstube number 14, and it is March 25th of 2024. So welcome back if you're returning, and if you're new, also welcome. As always, I want to thank everybody for your comments and your kindness and your generosity. It always means the world to me. It is spring break here, and so my son is next door playing video games and Fergus is currently with him. So we might have a sighting of Fergus and we might not. I don't know. It just depends on where he wants to be this morning. So before I get started, I did want to, I guess, give a shout out to the newest video by the Paisley Stitcher. The Paisley Stitcher, her name is Grace. She has wonderful videos anyway, lots of samplers, and she loves the history behind the samplers, which is something I love too. But this week she has on two other Stitchers who both have Instagrams, but don't do their own videos, but they're all friends and they all, I think Fergus is coming. Just open the door. Okay, come on. Fergus, come on. Buddy. Now he's trying to get back in. Anyway, there's two great Instagrammers with her. So Trisha, who is PREB409 on Instagram, and then Karen Lynch, who is, I believe, Karen Lynch on Instagram. And they are showing they tell their stories of how they got to be Stitchers. They show whips, they show finishes. Karen has these amazing, huge samplers. Like she does the higher counts and the thinner silks. Beautiful. Trisha tells the story of how she was a needlepoint person, and she transitioned to cross stitch in the coolest way. That was really quite creative. So go and watch that video. It's just really, it's a good way to get, you see some people that you don't always see on the Flosstubes, and they have really great projects. Also, a special shout out to Trisha, who is phenomenally supportive of everyone on Instagram. She comments. Her name is everywhere. She always comments for me. She's always supportive. I see her everywhere. And she's really, really an important part of that community on Instagram. And so I just really wanted to say thank you to her for doing that. It was so fun to see all of their projects. Just wow. So go over to that one. I will link it in the box below. But the Paisley Stitcher, you should be subscribed anyway. And if you aren't, subscribe. And if you watch somebody's video once, subscribe. The subscriptions, the thumbs up, and the comments are what help us kind of keep going and being seen. And some people are seen a lot more than others, and that's fine. But it's not a lot. So if you have the capacity to do that, go ahead and do that. Anyway, all right, on to I have FFOs, I have whips, and then I have some random things at the end. All right, so my first FFO, I showed you this finish last time. I don't know when I was last here, but this is Turn Up the Beat by Hands On Design. And I just finished this in a hoop. It's gonna hang here in my stitching room. I put some avocados on the back. And actually, this was an experiment. So when I do hoops, I usually take the inside hoop, I put the fabric, I glue it with Eileen's glue, and I put like a rubber band over it until it's totally dry. And then I put the stitching and the top hoop on and tighten it up. So that's what I usually do. But I was watching a Liz Matthews video. This was a while ago. And she had found this little teeny double-sided tape, thin. And I wish I had the name. I'll try to find it and put it in the box below. Anyway, and so you put that double-sided tape around instead of the glue. Now, it didn't work so well for me. I don't know what I did. When I tightened, you can see the bubble here. It was tight, But then when I tightened this hoop, it got that bulge in there, which is totally fine. I don't care, but I hadn't had that happen before. So I don't know if the tape slipped. I don't know really what happened, but the tape was super helpful in putting the fabric down. It made it way easier. So it's okay. It's okay. So this I'm going to hang up in my little, by my sewing machine. So that was finished number 1. Oh, I never know where to put everything after I'm done. There seems good. Then this is another one of the alphabets from Pinker. I have it back here. Pinkern Pumpkin Quilting. I had done the Valentine's Day one. It just had some hearts. And now I did the St. Patrick's Day one. And I went to her, this comes off of her blog. It's a freebie. And I just noticed I put the camera on the wrong side. So I don't know what this is going to be. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyway, she has a blog where she has a ton of freebies. And so I printed out, there's one of these with a bee skep. There's one with a squirrel. There's another one. I can't remember. But I will put a link to her blog below. And this, I just picked a green that I had and whipped it up. And this has been, actually all 3 of these next, technically 5, finishes I was doing for my 2 threads a day. So basically my stitching day goes, I do a 27/5 piece, 2 threads a day piece, and then the bag that I've picked, the whip bag that I picked for that week. So I've been using my 2 threads a day to get these finishes, seasonal little things completed. So anyway, that's the first one. This one is called Lucky Day from Plum Street Samplers. Is that not adorable? And there are a whole bunch of freebies with this little bunny family. There's a Halloween one, an autumn, a Father's Day, a Mother's Day, a New Year's Eve, and then maybe that's it. I don't know. But Plum Street Samplers, also a blog. But so this is a freebie. The only thing I changed, her dress was supposed to be like a light green that I didn't have. And so I just matched it to the yellow in the buckle in the boy's hat. I just matched that, and I think it turned out really well. And then I added that little charm at the top. This also has this green on the back. This I stitched on Osnaburg. All of these. Nope. The last one and this one stitched on Osnaburg fabric. So I was very happy with these. I have the other ones printed out and ready to stitch when I get a moment. So that was the second one. And then this one, I kind of Frankenstein a pattern from Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. And I'm so happy with how this little one turned out. Look at that little long bunny. And I put that cute little orange on the back. I love how that turned out. So what the actual pattern is, it's from the 2023 spring edition of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher, which apparently I've lost. I couldn't find it. But this is by Joyce Reed, and it's called The Bunny Trail. So what I did, I just took the words out and replicated these carrots on this side. Ooh. So that's all I did. And then I used my own colors. I just used kind of what I had on hand. So I love how he turned out. I love it. So, those were the 3 finishes I actually got finished. The other 2 threads a day that I completed. These are a pattern, another freebie by These are freebies by Whilst Iris Naps. And it's hard to tell in this picture, but both of these have borders to them that I did not stitch. So I just picked colors and I did the little carrots. And I did the little bunny butts. Like, that was so cute. So these are also stitched on Osnaburg fabric. Like I said, hers have borders that go around that I just left off. And actually, I had planned to finish these yesterday. And I thought, oh, I want some carrot fabric. And they have the cutest carrot fabric at Joann. And so my husband and I ran down to Joann. And if you're on my Instagram, you already know this. And so sorry for the repeat. But we were in the store for 5 minutes and they came over the intercom and said, if you have this vehicle, please come to the front. And a guy on a bike had driven by, put his elbow through the back window and stolen my husband's backpack. So it was unnerving, to say the best. We spent the next 4 hours waiting for the police to arrive. There's nothing anybody can do about any of it, and we'll be fine. But it was like 10 a.m. on a Sunday with tons of people around. And I think that's what bothered me the most, was that they just didn't care. They didn't worry about anybody stopping them or any sort of consequence, that's a little alarming. But anyway, I didn't get the fabric. So we leave for Utah on Wednesday, which is interesting. So I will be finishing these upon our return. He wasn't totally sure. There was no like valuables in the backpack except for all of our son's billing materials for the last 1.5 years of his medical journey. And so we canceled the credit card, and hopefully we'll get that in time before we go. And we have to like figure out how to put, I guess, holds or something on your social security numbers. So, and then buy a new window. That was had to drive home with a broken window. It's not fun. So anyway, it just put a kind of a kibosh on everything. But we're fine. We're safe. I thank God that we weren't walking out to the car when it happened, because who knows what would have happened. But I did put that on my Instagram, and I got a lot of lovely support, and I really, really, truly appreciate it. I was very shaken by just kind of the unexpectedness of it all and the kind of blasé-ness of it all. So it was just a little shocking. So, but we're fine. It's all fine. It's all fine. It's fine. Anyway, so those were my FFOs for this time. And like I said, all of those have been my 2 threads a day whips and finishes as well. So I don't have any 2 threads a day. I have plans for 2 threads a day, but I don't have any to show at the moment. All right. So whips. My 27.5 is plugging along. There she is. Peacock, Unicorn, and a Badger by Scarlet Letter. I finished the peacock's tail, and so I was able to move my hoop. Yay! And I got 2 new friends. We have the snails all done, and I'm finishing filling in the bird. And then I'm going to come back and fill in all this background. Isn't that fun? It's been really fun. It's slower going when you have to once you get the outlines correct, correct is the operative word, the fill-in certainly goes faster, but making sure everything's in place slows you down a little bit, but then you kind of have a speed up to fill it all in. So just plugging away. Again, this is my 27.5 project, meaning 5 days a week I work on it for 27 minutes. The original concept of that was 25/7, to do 25 minutes every day of the week. I just changed it a little bit to give myself some wiggle room. So that's my Every day I start with this. That's the first thing I stitch. Then I have my 2 threads a day. So those were all my finishes. And up next, oh, I did forget to bring that. Oh, well. Up next, this is actually part of my haul, but that's okay. It'll just be out of order. I saw this pattern on Etsy, and it's called Hoppy Moments. And look how sweet that is. Those 2 little bunnies. I just think it's so sweet. So I just found a scrap. This is vintage country mocha for sure. Because see, nothing on the back, modeling on the front. And that's just been cut off of something, so who knows where that came from. And then it's just DMCs and a dried time. So that's going to be my next 2 threads a day. I'm going to continue with the bunny moment as we go here. So, and this is in my this is in my so sweet bag from 805 Stitcher. I can't stand those 2. Ugh. So I'm going to continue with bunnies. I have, well, I have plans. I'll tell you. Anyway, thoughts. They're thoughts. They're not plans. I don't have any plans for anything. Listen, my life just kind of comes at me, and I hope I wake up tomorrow, okay? So then the last thing, this is the project I've been taking to my Stitchy group, but also, like I said, we are leaving on Wednesday for Utah, for Salt Lake City. My son has another surgery on Friday that we are really hoping won't be too intrusive. And we also just found out that his surgeon is leaving a week later, so we'll figure it out. But I don't really know what is going to happen next with anything. So we're just going with the flow. Anyway, I was lent this pattern by a friend. It's the 12 Days of Christmas by Prairie Schooler. And, excuse me, I am stitching this on a 36 count summer khaki with the called for DMCs. Sorry. Well, it's boxes. You're going to make it with a big fat cat. And then these beautiful DMCs. Gotta love it. So this is what I'm going to take with me. I figured when I'm stressed, letters are good because I can kind of pick it up and put it down and find my way. And boxes are probably good too. So this is what's going with me to Utah this week in my cute Kathy's Posies bag. Okay, so those are kind of the things that are always going. My 27.5. I've said this 1,000 times. You guys know what's happening. I'm sorry. My hair is driving me crazy. It's like so stupidly too long, and I just haven't been able to schedule a haircut. God, anyway, I'm sorry. Okay, moving on. If you're new here, I apologize. I'm a little rattled. Anyway, to my Pick It and Whippets 24. I have my son pick a bag every Sunday. And he just picks a bag from he says he's going to keep this one till Thanksgiving. So we can all anticipate that one. But he just picks bags from my whips and I work on it that week. So his first pick, so this was bag number 9. And this is, I showed it in my last video. So my mother-in-law made this bag for me out of a piece of stitching that I did. This is by Pedal Pusher. And this was the one I had. It originally had the Mirabilia Harvest Fairy, and I finished her. And then I realized that it also had this, oh, sorry, that was a Nora Corbett too. I always do that. Sorry. This is also a Nora Corbett Christmassy Tree 2011. It's a full kit. And I talked to you about, I got this fabric as a Zweigart, and it was, when I was trying to do the 2 threads, it's a 32 count, but when I was trying to do the 2 threads, it was like pulling the fabric back and forth. So I just am doing 1, and I got some major progress on this beauty. I'm gonna have to put something. Why do I always get to this point when I figure out I need something else? This will work. So the white is a little hard to see, and it's not white, it's blue, which is interesting. I would have thought if you kind of called for a light blue instead of a white, you would call for a white fabric, but they called for a blue fabric, so it kind of, but anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, I was down here, I had like maybe this much green done, and then I had these white things done. So I went all the way up, all the way to the tip of the trees right there, and I got all that filled in, all the green filled in. And so now I got the green to the back of the deer. So next I get to do the big deer. So I was really, really pleased with that week's progress because I had finished the fairy and then I got all that done too. This was a joy to stitch. It was really easy on my eyeballs, and the white color was a little hard, but I had just used my light and that was doable. So this, oh, that was the other thing. So my plan for this is, oddly, we got our first like giant snowstorm of the year on the weekend I was working on this. So this is now, it's going to go, I'm still going to do pick it and whip it. I don't think we're going to get any more snow this year. This is going to become my snow day. What is it? Julie, Kansas City girl in a Colorado world. Snow day project, I think is what she calls it. And so that's what I'm going to make this. Once I finish the pick it and whip it. But next year, this is going to be my snow day project because it was great. So I was very, very pleased. That was a great week. Oh, sorry, I didn't say. This is all, this came kitted. It came fully kitted with Crescent Colors, which is now Classic Colorworks. So I really hope, there's a school behind us and the alarm is going off, and I hope you can't hear that. Okay. All right, so then, this was fun. This was week 10. This is a Diddly Daddly Designs bag. Look at that. I love it so much. And she does this cute thing. Ooh. It's like a double-sided button to make the little pull. Does that make sense? Look how cute. Arrgh. So cute. And red dot, like red batik in there. There's her. Anyway, so this was the Prairie Schooler Barnyard Christmas. Oh, that's right. I have a question on this one. I'm stitching this on, I believe it's 40 count flax. No, it's 40 count mallow with the called for DMCs. Before I did thread drops, I would make these little books. These are just postcards that I laminated. And then I punched the holes through, and these are, what are these called? You know what they're called. None of it matters. Anyway, I have a question on this one though. So I had these 3 guys already done. The rooster and the cow and the sheep. So I was working, when I picked this up, I had just the bird done. Okay, hold please. Bear with. Bear with. All right, so when I started, I had just this bird done. So I finished. I'm about to put myself in timeout. I finished the cat. I don't know why that was so hard to say. I finished the cat, which meant I only had 4 more. So I put up a little survey on my Instagram of which I should do next. And the hen won. So I got a pretty good start on her too. So she's down here in the basket. And then I still have the dog and the horse and the pig to go. So whenever I started these many moons ago, I thought I want to finish them in tart pans. So I measured this and I ordered tart pans. Here's the problem. I guess when you measure these, you measure the very top. And there's probably a half, I don't know if that's a ½ inch, but whatever. So anyway, I was thinking, oh, you just put your stitching around this. Well, this is unfortunately too small. It's just like a titch too small, right? Like the tart pan is probably fine. Does that make any sort of sense? Does that make sense? It's just a titch too small. See how your stitches are gonna, this is a disaster. Oh, that stuck to my needle minder. It's just a titch too small. So, help me. Do I punt and buy new ones? Do I add maybe like some thick batting to this and just hope those stitches show up kind of on the side? Because, I mean, obviously I could buy like bigger circles and try to just make it sit in the top, but then you have to fill in all that. So I don't know. So anyway, if you have any advice, let me know. I don't know. Maybe I just finish them as pillows and use these for something else, but I don't know that I'll have anything small enough for these. Anyway, and I have, you know, like, so anyway, all right, so that was pull number 10. All right, then bag number 11. This one, he brought this bag down. This is a little So Much to Love. I think she calls them big bottoms because they kind of sit up. He brought this down and I was like, where'd you get that? That's not even mine. It is. Anyway, this has in it a Just Nan, which is, this is the only Just Nan that I have. Look at that little owl guy. And like it came with all the beads and you can't see that. It's like a little acorn top, the little hat for him. Oh. Anyway, and so I had a few stitches in this one and I finished it. I totally finished it. But I mean, it doesn't look like, it's not a fan. I attached all the beads. You guys, I put the camera in the wrong spot today. So there's his eyes, and then he has beads down his back. And these are so cute. I hadn't even noticed the acorns until I was done stitching. So anyway, I got all the stitching done on this. It's a finish, technically. But obviously, to get him from this state to this state is outside my brain bandwidth right now. So I'm just putting him in my, you know, to be finished pile, like finished, fully finished pile. Because I just don't, I don't know. I don't have the brain power for right now. So, but that was a finish. So that was good. Then we had pick number 12. This is in a book sleeve. These are from Love You More Studio. They're, I don't know, they're cushy. They're made to put books in, but for a while there, everybody was buying them as kind of project pouches. And this is White Pumpkin Farm from Plum Street Samplers. And I made some changes to this. First, I'm not doing this top part. So my mother-in-law had a horse named Porter, black horse, and they lived on a farm in Sisters, Oregon. And so I'm doing this a bit as a piece to her. So I'm taking that off just so that the barn is the real focal point. And then I made a few changes that I'm not entirely sure about, but I changed, I'll show you. I changed the sunflowers to be yellow because she grew sunflowers that weren't white. And then I changed, you can see the pumpkins are like a white, a taupe, and then maybe kind of a muddy color. And I changed that muddy color to orange. I'm not sure about the color changes, but I wanted it to look more like their farm. So yeah. Anyway, I picked all my own colors for this. I think a few are the same, but I basically changed the whole thing. So I added in the yellow for the sunflowers and the orange for some of these pumpkins. And I actually got a good bit of progress on this. This is on 36 count Old Town Blend. I kind of wish I had saved this for something. Oh, use the fabric, right? Use the fabric. Oh, Lord, here we go again. Bear with. Oh boy. Oh gosh, I have threads everywhere. Okay. All right. So when I started this week, had one line of the roof and two lines of red on the barn, and only like 3 windows. Where am I? I was over here. So I finished the windows, I did the door, I got all the flowers in, I finished the roof, I just have a little bit there. And then I did most of the barn. And it was really good. I would do like a thread of black, a thread of red, and then like the flowers. And then a thread of black, a thread of red, the inside of the flowers. And so it just kind of just breaking it up there. So you can see up at the top there, I changed that to orange from like a dark muddy. And there are the sunflowers. So, I don't know. I think these colors are a little more classic and classy. That sounds bad. But I'm going to stick with it. I wanted it to be more representative of that farm. So anyway, that's what I'm going to go with. So, but I thought that was good progress for the week. Boop, boop. All right. So that goes back there. And so then yesterday we picked bag 13, and I am going to Utah, so this is not going to come with me, but I figured I could work on it Monday, Tuesday, and then we get back in time for me to work on it a little bit on Sunday. And so I just didn't want to mess with this pick it and whip it has been going really, really well. I didn't want to mess with the flow. So this is what I did. And this is a super fun pick. So this is, oh, sorry, Diddly Daddly Designs again. Really pretty bag. I'm sorry, my foot is falling asleep. Nobody wants to know that. Okay. And this is from Lindy Stitches. It's called Autumn Royalty. And it's I love these guys. The Count of Candy, the Lord of Gourds, and the Prince of Pies is over there. So I'm working on the Count of Candy. This is on a 40 count Earnest from Fortnite Fabrics. And that's as far as I've gotten, which is not bad. That's all of the bird. All the bird. So I just have to get the candy done. Guys, I don't know why I'm straining so much. That sounded bad. I don't know. Things are off today. And look at this array of DMCs. Isn't that fun? So I'm excited about these. I'm excited. I think I can get some progress on them, even though it's a shortened time. I think I can get some work done on them before we go. So those are my whips. Put that one back in there. All right, so those are my whips. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to show you this before I go to haul. So when I was looking for my tart pans, I thought, oh man, I have those hoops, those little hoops from With I Needle and Thread. So I don't know when these came out. I know that there are 6 of them. Oh, okay, so I have the Spring Bunny. I have the Snowman. I have that cute little, I should have done this one. Sheep, what's it called? These are all called holiday hooplas. That's right. And then I have the turkey. And I know that there is a Cupid, a 4th of July one, and a Halloween one. And I don't have those. And I don't know how I didn't get them. I don't know. I couldn't find them either. So it's okay. Anyway, this is the only one I stitched. I don't know what I'm stitching these on. I do too. This is 40 count light mocha. And I know I did my own colors. I know I did my own colors. And then I went on Amazon, I know, and I ordered these hoops. And I have a dozen of them. I only have 4 patterns. I have 4 patterns, but for some reason I ended up with a dozen of these. I guess I thought I was going to get them all. And oof, they are also quite tight. So, I don't know. Obviously, I have the other 4 of these to stitch. And I'm going to put these in the pile to become 2 threads a day because I think I can bust these all out pretty quick. And actually, like if you look at this one, see the hoop even covers those stitches. So they're supposed to be super tight. And it does it here too on the snowman. So they're supposed to be super tight. So I think it'll be fine. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just choosing my own colors on those. If I have the called for, I'll use them, but I'm not gonna invest in a bunch because, I mean, so even like this snowman, one, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This calls for 8 fancy floss. I'm just not gonna. So if I have it, I'll use it. If not, I'll put something else in. But I'm going to put these into my 2 threads a day so that these, I've had these for who knows how long. And I'm going to keep my eye out. If anybody sees those, I looked. She doesn't even have them on her website anymore. So I don't know. If anybody sees them on a D-stash or something, let me know. You know me, I like to have a set. So anyway, that was just a thought that I had when I found those tart pans. Okay, on to haul. I showed you my Happy Moments chart. I bought that on Etsy. And I also got a chart from, this is the Sub Rosa Designs. No, just Sub Rosa. There's no the. And it's called Easter Eggs. And look how sweet that is. I just love that. So I have this all ready to go. As I recall, it's a little bigger than I thought it was. So I need to find some fabric for it. I don't have fabric for it, but I do have those plans. And then also from Etsy, this is from Asbury's Echoes. I'm sure I'm not saying that right, but it's Asberys and then Echoes. This was called A Quiet Life, and I just That's one of those ones I like read it and it just like hit me in my chest. So I don't know. Can I get it close enough? I don't know why I'm so off kilter today, but this says, make it your ambition to lead a quiet life. And I love that. So those were the charts I got. And then this was super fun. A friend of mine recommended this store on Etsy. It is called Purple Paper Mountain. Purple Paper Mountain on Etsy. And I ordered these trims now, and then she put them in this cute bag. So now I'm like, well, they're never being used. But what they are is it's called eyelash trim. And so it's really frilly. And I was able to go on, these are 2 yards of the eyelash trim. They're called Prim Eyelash. I put in Prim Eyelash. And if you bought 10, you get 20% off. So I found 10 separate colors. They're all different. And this was less than $18 shipped. So, 20 yards of trim. I haven't tried it yet, but I have a friend who did and said it was very easy. You just tack it on like you would tack on chenille. And it came super fast, obviously in a beautiful package. And then she sent this cute little thank you. And it has 3 other cute little trims on there. So I was really pleased with this. It came super fast. It's super clean and really well done. Everything is marked. Everything has its name on it. So Purple Mountain Crafts, is that what it's? Purple Paper Mountain. I'm going to put that below. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm very anxious to do so. Although she put it in that pretty package. And then a friend of my studio brought me this because she said, you like 12 days stuff, right? And I said, yes. And this thing is amazing. So first of all, here's the 12 days. I love these cows. But excuse me. Let's talk about the ducks. Are they ducks? Are they geese? I don't know. And these little wooden village, I used to have that as a child. It's amazing. This whole book is amazing. These are French geese, is what they said. French geese. Whew. And there's no picture of it. Shoot. In here, I'm just going to show this real fast, are bubble letters. If you're a kid of the 80s, you know what a bubble letter is. And so this was just a miraculous find. So, thank you very much. Okay, that was all my haul. I have not placed, last time I talked about the things I was going to order from Market. I have not done that yet. I need to. But the one thing that I did know that a friend had got this, and I'm for sure going to order this. This is from Primrose Cottage, and it's their 12 monthly minis. And they're super small. And so I thought, this is perfect for number 1, 2 threads a day. Number 2, little pillows for my dough bowl. But also, this Osnaburg fabric, the affordability of it has really opened my ability to kind of take chances on things that I didn't know if I would necessarily like before. I just didn't want to put, fabric is expensive. And so the truth of the matter is, this was before COVID. My husband for me bought 2 years of the Victorian Motto Sampler Shop Floss of the Month Club. And I know that there may be some issues with that shop. During those 2 years, I didn't have any issues. I thought that they sold a great product. But anyway, I have all of this. It's stupid. It's stupid. This is like reds and oranges. This is pinks. I mean, this thing weighs a lot. Pinks and yellows. These are my greens. These are my browns. So what I'm really trying to do is to use what I have. And so I have a lot of Osnaburg fabric, and it's perfectly fine for stitching. And I have all of these colors. So there is no pattern that I cannot stitch from here without buying anything ever again. So that's why I thought, okay, this is a really great way to kind of start that. I'm not the most confident about picking my own colors. And so that's generally what usually hangs me up. So I feel like this is a really good way, because if I don't like it, just pull it out and pick a different color. I have all this floss and I've got to use it. And yeah, so that's going to be, as I continue, and my 2 threads a day, all of those, most of those colors were from this. I have started pulling these. Like my bunny, the bunny with the carrots around it, and these are all the same color. I just put together like a bunny pack. And so I'll keep that in the bag until I'm done stitching bunnies. But like, obviously I could put together an autumn pack or whatever. You know, I did that little green alphabet with one of these greens, and it could have been done with any of them. So I need to start using what I have. And that Osnaburg fabric really opened it up for me, because when I was spending, you know, a lot of money on a piece of fabric and a lot of money on the pattern, I wanted it to look like the pattern. So I don't want to pick my own colors. That's not a skill that I have. But if I'm using fabric that I feel like is affordable and I can buy a pattern that has 12 patterns in it, it just feels good. It feels proactive. And so anyway, so I am adding that to my Nashville haul when I get around to it. But it's also been really fun with the freebies to do the same thing. And then I'm going to come to it in a little bit, but I went back. So everybody's been getting their punch needle and primitive stitcher magazines. And I was like, why didn't I get mine? And I went on the website and my subscription had run out. I had no idea. So I felt awful, number one, because I wanted to know I want it. So I resubscribed really quick. And the good thing is when you subscribe for the mailed catalogs, you also get a digital subscription. So I won't get this month's because I messed up, but I have access to it digitally. So what I did was I went back and I found some more things that I'm gonna use my floss for, and I'm gonna use stuff for. So I'm gonna come to those at the end though. So anyway, the other thing was I was hoping you guys could help me. Shoot, of course. So I bought that bag of trims, and I was told that it's as easy as attaching like chenille. So my chenille pillows, I buy this Burnett blanket. And so I just whip stitch this down. So this is a very affordable option for chenille trim, and it's very easy to put on. So that's what I use. So from what I was told, this eyelet chenille is the same way. You just tack it down. But I have some other trims that I need a little help with. So I have rickrack. My assumption is you just tack it down. But do you tack it like, okay, let me grab a pillow. So when I tack this chenille down, I attach it to the edge. With rickrack, do you attach it to the edge or do you do it more like on the front? And do you pierce it? So like this, obviously, I just take the thread around it and I go through the fabric. So is that what I do with this, or do I pierce this? I know I found a tutorial, but now I can't find it again. So if anybody knows of a tutorial for attaching rickrack, I would love to try that. So that's rickrack. And then the pom-poms. So I have some of the, whoops, these pom-poms. These are from Dames of the Needle. I got this in like a box, I think. But I know, who's the other person who does all the stuff? You guys know. But I know with these, you can detach these from the little thing they're on, and then you whip stitch those down. Well, I bought this, I don't know where. But so this is pom-pom trim, and obviously I can't detach it from this. So my question is, do I, like on the same, I'm never going to be able to do this. Do I like tack this part to maybe the back of the pillow so that these just stick up? Or do I need to sew it in when I'm sewing up the edges of my pillow? Like, do I fold this inside and sew through this? I don't know. That's the other thing. So I have a sewing machine. I don't know anything about it. I got it so it could make straight lines, right? And I've been using it for a year. Like, most likely it needs a new needle, but I don't know. I have a manual that tells me how to put a new needle in, but I don't know how to know when I need a new needle or what needle I need. I have a whole bunch that have a whole bunch of different numbers on them. I don't know what any of those numbers mean. And I looked on like YouTube and I couldn't find anything. So I'm thinking if I have to sew this in between the backing fabric and my stitching and that's thick. I don't want to break my needle. So then I don't know. Do you just tack it on? There's no way I'm going to be able to do this. Like to the back like that so that it, see, to me that means you sew it in. I don't know. Does that make sense? Anyway, I don't know if any of that made any sense, but if you have any help, I can do the chenille and I've done it a lot and I like it. It's not that. But I have these other trims that I bought because I thought, oh, well, I'll try that. But then I got there and I'm like, I don't know how to try this. So if you have any ideas, let me know. All right, I'm going to show you those punch needle and primitive stitcher things that I printed these out. And these I'm planning on stitching soon. So this first one, and also PNPS, Sarah Stitchy Spot, hashtag PNPS, nope, Stitch Smalls from PNPS. Stitch Smalls from PNPS. That's it. Okay. That's the hashtag. I don't know why hashtags don't work. Whatever. So I just went through and thought, okay, once I'm done with my bunny era, I'm going to want some other things. So this first one is called Picking Up Fruits. It's by Barbara Anna Designs, and it was in the summer 2017 magazine. And isn't that adorable? I don't think I've ever seen this before, and I just think it's so pretty. And so also my hashtag, Pretty Bird Sal. Any bird, anytime. So that was number one. I have just printouts here, so I'm not going to show those, so in case I'm making noise. The next one is by Sub Rosa Designs again. It's called Springtime, and it was in the spring 2017. Look at her. I love this one. So I probably won't do this little thing on the side, but look at that. Springtime. My guess is this will actually be the next one I do after I do. Ooh, I hope I didn't show that. After I do Hobby Time, I'll probably do that one. So then I picked a few others for like other seasons of the year. And this first one, I'm not generally a patriotic stitcher. not for any reason other than it just kind of, I don't know. And this one is from the 2018 summer edition. And who are you by? I believe Sub Rosa as well. And this one is called Stars and Stripes. And I had never seen this before either. And I don't know, I like the whole thing, but you could also just do that bowl in the middle. So I printed that one out, and this one, I have not seen this one either, and it took my breath away. This is Winter Woodland Keeper. It's from the 2017 Christmas by Barbara Anna. I love her. Oh. So it's a little wintry, but I'm anxious to get her stitched. So that one. And then the last one that I printed out for this round, and I found a lot more that I will be. This is also by Barbara Anna. This is from the 2018 Christmas edition. And this is called Christmas Hair. Ah! I love that. Look at the little village. So I'm sure that one will be later in the year, but I love how it's definitely Christmassy, but it's not Christmassy. And so I really love that one. So again, reminder, if you buy a subscription to Punch, Needle, and Primitive Stitcher magazine, you get a digital subscription to all her back issues. So I have a lot of the magazines, but I was not buying it in 2017. I didn't know about it then. So, and like I said, I probably picked at least like 5 other ones to print out. I mean, it's really it's very worth it for the price that you pay. There are definitely many projects in those magazines that will keep me going for a very long time. So the last thing I have here is a little bit of a shout out to Cross Stitch the Globe. My girls, they did another fun video about the most expensive kits bought on, I think it was just eBay, but I'm not really sure. But anyway, at the end, they said, okay, these are also the most expensive kits for sale. And it was a lot of chatelaines, and then this company called Gecko Rouge, which I don't see a lot of people really talking about. It's a European company, and they sell full kits. And so it reminded me that, number one, I have a few. And so I thought I'd show you these first. This is, I bought these a long time ago because you have to have a set. These were not among the most expensive, but I just wanted to kind of show you what Gecko Rouge kits are like, and then we'll get to the one that got me. So anyway, these are by, all 3 of these are by Carrie Berry. She does these retro mod cats. So this one is actually called Retro Cats. And this is the first one I bought. And this I can kind of show you. It comes with, your pattern is like a booklet. It's very high quality paper. And then you get this little floss card thing that has, I'm not going to show you the numbers and stuff, but you get all the floss that you need. Okay. You also get a needle, and you also get the fabric. So you can go on and say, I want 14 count Aida, and that's one price because they make the floss for that one, or 28 count over 1, or 25 count over 1. These are all 25 count over 1. But you can get 18, 16, all sorts of things. And they make your piece of fabric big enough, and they give you enough floss for that. So anyway, this is the first one I've done. This is a Pam's Crafty Corner showed us how to make these frames out of what's it called? Pipes. I don't know, pipes. Anyway, this is how far I've gotten. This is 25 count over 1. So, where'd the picture go? I have a ways to go, but when I think of it, the problem is I keep this because of the stand. I keep it up on my bookshelf up there and I never see it. So anyway, I got these. I also got these cute needle minders there. But because one has to have a set, so this is how they come. They come in these cute paper, and then they'll have like a gecko charm. I guess I don't have my gecko charm on this one, but they come really well packaged. There's all my fabric. There's the fabric there. No, just kidding. There's the fabric is in there. It's gridded, and I think you can request that or not. I think that's part of the part. And this is all the fabric. So this is another one, and this is Swirly Girls. So I have that one ready to go whenever I finish the first one. And then this is 3 for dinner. So, and again here. And so here you can see 14 count black, 14 count white, 18 count white, 25 count white, 2 over 1, 25 count white, 1 over 1, 28 count. And I think depending, there's just a lot of choices. But you do have to buy the whole thing. So just don't. So anyway, so those were my first introduction to Gecko Rouge. And so the girls were talking about these most expensive kits you could buy, and they brought up this really expensive kit, and it's a bunch of cats. And I went, oh God, I have one of those. And it probably is my most expensive kit. And I don't know. I'll show you. This is a So Much to Love bag. It's a big bottom bag. My cat Miles looked exactly like that, and he passed away. And so, but it's really cute. Anyway, this is a Jenny Parks. I can't believe I bought this. So this was one of those things I got an email, and it was like, if you buy this in the next 3 days, it's 10% off. Anyway, this is artwork by Jenny Parks. And it's called Perlock Holmes. I don't know. I don't know. And yes, this is probably my most expensive kit that I've ever bought. What? Anyway, Perlock Holmes. So again, you get all the fabric, and you get all, these floss cards, these are all his floss cards. So there's like 4 or 5. So you get all the floss cut, and you just pull them off a strand at a time. I have to look. When did I start this? Shoot, I wish I knew. I do. Hold on. You're going to bear with for a sec so I can find this really, really quick. Perlock Holmes. I started Perlock Holmes. Perlock Holmes. I saw it in an email and I had to buy it. Anyway, I started Perlock Holmes. Oh, crud muffin. Do I not have it on here? I don't think I have it on here. Shoot, it's on my phone and I can't read it. Anyway, it's got to be 5 years ago. I'm burning up my needle. So there it is. It's this right here. I don't know what's cross stitchers are different kinds of people, aren't they? So anyway, that one, this is for my cross stitch the globe girls. I'm out here just buying kits. It's outrageous. So anyway, on that note, this has been a ride. I hope you stuck with me. Fergus is over there. Hi, Fergus. Hi, buddy. He's ready for me to be done, but there's a whole bunch of stuff in his spot. So, oops, sorry. Anyway, we're off. We're off to Utah on Wednesday. If you have any healing thoughts that you can send to my son's way, that would be fabulous. Let's hope that it's not too invasive and that we like whoever is taking their place or whatever hospital they send us to next or whatever happens. I'll have that story, I guess, if we make it back here. And if we do, we'll do it again. All right. Bye, guys. Thanks for hanging with me.